Week 8, these two teams met, and it was a feisty game. Jay Cutler running one in to give the Bears the lead. Stephon Diggs, a big play, tied it up. It went back and forth all day long until this. Blair Walsh, 36-yarder. As time expired, and the Vikings were winners, 23-20 in Soldier Field. And so today, the rematch here in Minnesota. It's warm out for Minnesota standards in December. It's 37 degrees. Wind not a factor. Vikings won the toss, and they will defer. And so Deontay Thompson back to receive. And here we go from the University of Minnesota. Big one on the NFC North, especially for these Vikings. And Thompson has a good seam, sprinting through. Big return by Chicago. What a way to start. Well, the defer works until you have a monster kick return.
That's right, Kevin. And actually, you see the great return. It's actually Blair Walsh who does a nice job of, at least you see that big hole. Blair Walsh, the kicker, does a nice job of at least slowing him down, gets stiff-armed, and then Trey Waynes cleans him up. But a big return to kick it off for the Bears. 49
yards on the return, and so Chicago starts at midfield. Here's Forte running left. We got a flag. Big run by Forte, but there is a penalty inside the 25. Still going all the way down to the 15. It's a 35-yard run, but let's wait on Brad Allen, who's our referee, with the call.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's the center, Hronis Grasu. Grasu right here in the middle, blocking against Sharif Floyd. And there he is with that right arm. When you get beat with your feet and reach out like that, referees like Brad Allen tend to catch those. Negates the big game from by Forte.
John, the Bears offensive line, the most holding penalties in the NFL. It's plagued them all year long. Here's Langford, the rookie, who gets his first carry in a short game, and he's belted by Terrence Newman. So Jay Cutler, in his 10th year, has had a career year. His best rating at this point, 92.2. 7 interceptions is a career low for this many games. He has really cut down on the turnovers behind Adam Gase, their offensive coordinator. Second and long. A lot of time. Cutler still holding on, and he's going to go down. He's going to be dropped by Tom Johnson. Brian Robinson was there initially. He had all day to throw. That was a coverage sack.
Coverage sack all day long. Terrence Newman all over Eddie Royal, drives on the curl route. That's who he initially wanted. Terrence Newman at 37, Captain Munnerlyn on his coverage. Cutler holds on to the ball, eludes Robinson.
So after a promising start with a big kick return, it's 3rd down and 25. Bears need to get all the way to the Minnesota 40 for a first. They're just going to hand it off a draw. Forte. Pretty good run. Gets out near the original line of scrimmage, but it's punt time for Chicago.
So Kevin, Minnesota overcomes the big return, the big initial run from Forte, called back because of the holding penalty, and gets Chicago to essentially punt right where they started.
There's O'Donnell, the Bears punter. You saw that Marcus Sherrills was a good punt returner. Took one back for a touchdown in that Week 8 game against Chicago. Sherrills going to let this one go over his head. Takes a nice Chicago bounce, and Minnesota will start deep in their own territory after a 45-yard punt. No return. Nicely done by Patrick O'Donnell. And so we will get a first look at Teddy Bridgewater here. And, you know, for Teddy, coming off maybe his best game of his career in that really difficult loss Thursday night to Arizona.
I think it was the most balanced that Minnesota's been all year long. Adrian Peterson ran it over 20 times and ran it well, and Teddy Bridgewater threw for 335 yards on 36 attempts. So good balance. They just couldn't finish against a really good Arizona team.
Vikings start out with 3 tight ends on this formation. Adrian Peterson in the backfield, and they're going to give it to him on first down. And Peterson is up near the 10 for a gain of 3 for these Vikings, coming in at 8-5. You look at the storylines that surround them, and hey, there's some good news. They control their own destiny, so much so if they win their last 3 games, they win the division. Final game's at Green Bay, so even with their struggles, they're in good shape. This is an issue. John talked about it. Their 3 best defensive players out today. They were out last week too. Bridging the gap, Teddy Bridgewater. Can he take them to the next level and win this team game if he has to do it? We'll find out. On second down, it's Peterson. And Adrian Peterson has a good run, and he should have a first down. He's got over 100 yards each of his last 5 games against Chicago.
Well, this offensive line has struggled in the pass game, protecting Teddy Bridgewater, but they've run blocked incredibly well, and it's easy to run block well when you have 28 as a running back, Adrian Peterson. You get him the tiniest of holes, and he will make the defense pay.
Ready.
From the 18, Peterson looking for something, nothing there. Nice job by this Bears defense. Mitch Unrein was there first. Close up on Peterson. And John, you know, like to get him going a little bit. You know, it's pretty obvious when he runs well, they win. But for Peterson, last couple of weeks, 31 carries, just 87 yards total.
That's right. You know, they've slowed down, and everyone's selling out to stop Adrian Peterson per usual, and that again puts the onus back on Teddy Bridgewater. I think doing what he did last week will give defenses a little pause in terms of just selling out to stop Adrian Peterson.
Bridgewater looking to throw it for the first time. Tipped, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs, but Pernell McPhee, who has been a great addition coming over from the Ravens, got a piece of that ball. It'll bring up third down.
And that's just smart football by Pernell McPhee. I just talked about the fact that all year long this Minnesota offensive line has struggled to pass protect. So of late it's been a lot of quick throws. Pernell McPhee watches his film. He knows that, hands up and get a big deflection.
He's out last week with a knee injury, McPhee. As we look at the Vikings offensive line, he's back in there this week. Third down and 10. Bridgewater slings it near side, and he's got a first down. Looking for the big tight end, and that's been his favorite target of late, Kyle Rudolph.
Well, and it's a good target for Teddy Bridgewater because he typically catches it when you throw it his way. He's got a big catch radius. This ball, all those long arms extended all the way, but that's what Kyle Rudolph does. He catches it when you throw it to him. Bridgewater has trusted him more of late, and it's paid dividends for the Vikings offense.
I mean, you look at the difference here with Kyle Rudolph. First 10 games, 23 catches. Last 4 games, 22. So he's equal to production of the first 9. Peterson, good run, little spin out to about the 37. And he's going to pick up 7 yards. Well, Peterson has really revved it up against the Vikings rivals here. He had 108 yards total week number 12. You go back 154 yards in 2012, one of those games. 100 yards week 2, 2013. 211 in week 13 of 2013. And then, yeah, 103 week 8 rushing. He's done some damage, and they'll fake it to him here. And Zach Line, the fullback, just can't hold on. Well-designed play, just didn't work with the drop.
And that's something that Norv Turner has been doing of late. We just chronicled Adrian Peterson. Everyone knows Adrian Peterson's a good runner, so the boot is an effective play. He's going to draw the defense to him. Bridgewater, very athletic, can throw on the run quite well. It takes the pressure off that offensive line, puts him on the move. It's just a missed opportunity for Zach Line, who actually catches the ball quite well.
Yeah, he does. Not that time, though. 3rd and 4. Four-man pressure. Bridgewater. It's McKinnon on the catch, and a first, and a broken tackle. Here's McKinnon. And a good catch and run by Jerick McKinnon. He broke through a tackle with Chris Brzezinski, and it's a gain of 25.
Football, so much of it is about finding the matchups. Well, you get McKinnon on the crossing route. Brzezinski, the safety, is going to end up picking him up. That's a matchup that Teddy Bridgewater and the Vikings like and should like, because McKinnon's the better athlete. He shows it in space, eluding the tackle of Brzezinski.
Antrell Roll, starting safety on IR with a knee injury, and so Brzezinski's getting those reps now on a first down. And there's Peterson. Ooh, what a hit. Good collision out there with Peterson. And Amos, the safety.
Kevin, in that Week 8 matchup against the Bears, Adrian Peterson really had his way. He went for 103 yards, averaged 5 yards, 5.2 per carry. What the Bears did well, they didn't allow the big run. 12 yards was his longest run, but they're going to have to play the run better than they are thus far today.
Draw. Peterson fighting forward. That should be good for a first down. It is a first down for Minnesota. Peterson running well. We've got our first game break. Let's check in with Mike Hill.
All right, guys, Skins technically on top of that crowded NFC East. First drive of the game for them against the Bills. Kirk Cousins hits Jordan Reed. 3-yard score, his 8th TD of the season. Just like that, 7-0 Skins in the first. Kevin, John, back to you.
Well, Mike, Chicago saw enough of that. Reed killed the Bears last week. On the fake, Bridgewater, Jarius Wright with a catch. And this Minnesota offense moving right down the field. 7-yard gain to Wright.
And again, Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, dialing up the boot, the movement play. Jarius Wright going to come behind the line of scrimmage. You fake to Peterson. That's going to draw attention. Put Bridgewater on the run to his left. He throws it quite well. Nice play fake by Bridgewater. Nice execution all around by the Vikings.
Now, John, it's interesting. Bridgewater's done a lot of things well this year in his second year. He's only got 9 touchdowns, which is exceptionally low at this point. I wonder if they take some shots that way today. Here they'll run it again. Why not? Flags fly everywhere. Peterson's going to lose a yard, and then we'll see what the penalty is.
Offside. Defense number 99 moved into the neutral zone prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
John Fox in his first year coming over and trying to turn this franchise around. He's done it before with Carolina and with Denver, and they're 5-8, but they've been in every game. They just haven't finished these games. A couple missed kicks the last couple weeks have hurt them. There's John Timo. He's a rookie linebacker. Hasn't played a snap on defense all year. He's starting today. They made Christian Jones inactive. Tough task to stop Peterson, and this time they do. A short gain for Peterson, and that's a victory. So Timo in there. So, you know, John, in this process, we showed John Fox, but it's also about trying to find who's going to be Fox's long-term guys, and they're going to look at Timo today.
Yeah, look, they're competing hard to try to finish out this year. Look, the playoffs are not out of the realm of possibility if they just win all their games, but they're also looking forward, and they understand they've got to get better at certain positions, inside linebacker being one of them. Timu's getting that opportunity today.
So Amos, the safety, he's a rookie. He started every game, number 38. Go empty backfield on a second down. Bridgewater's going to loft one towards the end zone. Touchdown, Stephon Diggs. That's number 10 on the year. They did take a shot.
It's a very well thrown football by Teddy Bridgewater. He drops it in. Right foot down, left foot down. Controls it through the process of going to the ground. This is what you're talking about with Teddy Bridgewater. Can he put this team on his back? Make throws like that? He's showing he wants to be that guy. What a beautiful throw by Bridgewater.
That was some deft play calling on that drive by Norv Turner, too. He pushed all the right buttons. And now Blair Walsh will try the extra point, and it's up and it's good. Monster drive on the opening possession for the Vikings. 13 plays, 93 yards. Bridgewater to Diggs, and it's 7-0. Vikes in front.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
You're not going to see many drives that are prettier than that. Minnesota on the opening drive, 13 plays, 93 yards. Stephon Diggs, his third touchdown catch, and Bridgewater was masterful on that drive. And there you see it helps when Minnesota scores first with their running game, with their defense. It usually benefits them. And usually benefits everybody for the most part. But
Kevin, you alluded to it. You know who else was masterful? Norv Turner. 4 quicks, 2 boots, putting Teddy Bridgewater on the move, throws him into rhythm. Good job by Norv Turner calling that first drive.
And so here's the kickoff. Thompson, who had the 49-yard return to start the game, and looking to get upfield here, and another pretty good return for DeAndre Thompson. So the Bears will take over. They're down 7 because of Stephon Diggs. He's dancing. Why not? It's 7-0 Vikes, and now their defense will face Jay Cutler and company.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
7-0 Vikings. 5:39 to go in this first quarter. Each team's had one possession. Bears with their second. They started off on their own 26-yard line. Cutler's going to throw, coming near side. And that's where he's got his tight end, Zach Miller. Has been a real force the last few weeks against his Vikings defense, John, which is playing without their 3 best defensive players today.
Well, Kevin, this defense was set up very nicely because they're strong at all levels and they're strong up the middle. Linval Joseph, he starts it off at the nose guard position. Anthony Barr at the linebacker position, just a huge presence in the middle. And Harrison Smith, one of these do-it-all safeties. So that's tough when your 3 best players, game-changing players, aren't in there.
The run here, and that's not going to go anywhere because the other safety, Andrew Sendejo, who's been out, he's back from a knee injury, and he makes a nice play.
And Sendejo does his best impression of Harrison Smith, blitzing off the corner, going to come right off the edge.
Got to bail out. The Bears are hurrying up here, trying to change the tempo. Get Alshon Jeffrey to the bottom of your screen on a 3rd down and 5. Matched up against Xavier Rhodes. Good one to watch. Blitz is coming. And Cutler tries to get away, and he's dropped for a sack. Chad Greenway, the old veteran. And Chicago will punt.
Well, Sendejo does his best impression of Harrison Smith. Now Chad Greenway, who's done it for a number of years, does his best. Anthony Barr holding on to Cutler. Cutler's a strong guy. That's a great job by Greenway, holding on for dear life and bringing down Jay Cutler. This Minnesota defense playing aggressive and playing well early.
Couldn't ask for a better start for them, that's for sure. Patrick Scales, the long snapper. Patrick O'Donnell, the punter. Here's Sherrill's going to call fair catch, and he makes it at the 28. So Minnesota football, Greenway, the sack, 2.5 on the year for him. 7-0 Minnesota with a kick.
Welcome back, Chicago at Minnesota. Teddy Bridgewater got off to a very good start on that last drive. And I'll tell you, Vikings coaches and players yearn to see Teddy Bridgewater just play more free, more relaxed. Even the quarterback admits that he needs to chill out a little bit. They need him to just let it rip. And so far, we've seen a little of that today. Terrible protection has been a problem for Minnesota, and Teddy Bridgewater, well, the Vikings need him to thrive, not just survive. Back to you.
Well, he's done all that on the first drive, Pam. 4 of 6, 59 yards, and a beautiful touchdown throw. So he's adhering to Pam's advice.
Yes, he is. And, you know, it's tough on Teddy Bridgewater because it's that 2nd year in his career, and everyone's looking for the great growth. But he's really been hindered by an offensive line that has struggled mightily to protect the passer. They had a couple losses. Their center, John Sullivan, their right tackle, Phil Lodeholt, right before the season. And this offensive line has struggled.
Peterson hasn't struggled, though, because he makes a nice cut, spins around, and he's got a first down. Why is it that an offensive line, John, you talked about it, how can they be so good at one thing, blocking for the run, but yet struggle so much in the other facet?
Well, first of all, Adrian Peterson, he covers up a lot of warts, so it's not always that pretty. And like I said, you get him a little space, and he's going to make it happen. But they are a proficient run-blocking team. You know, it's kind of been this avalanche. They struggled early protecting the passer. I think they've lost confidence individually, And it's, you know, if you got one guy struggling, it's okay. But when you have three, you can't double everyone, and that's been their shortcoming.
Good points on a first down. Going to run it to Asiata as Peterson gets a blow. John Timu's made a couple tackles already. That rookie we told you about. He's got 4 tackles already to start.
Kevin, let's show you a couple of illustrations. We'll see it throughout the day, but run blocking, they do it very well. This is from that Week 8 matchup. You see Harris pulling, Michael Pruitt, Zach Line absolutely running through the linebacker. That's pretty. You can't do it any better. That's clinic tape. Well, pass blocking, not picking on Matt Khalil, the left tackle. Tough business out there against Pernell McPhee, but you got to put up some resistance, and that's happened on a lot of occasions this year.
Ask John Lynch a question, get taken to school. I like it, John. Bridgewater trying to set up a screen. Bears defensive well until that point when McKinnon sprinting away. Jerick McKinnon inside the 30. He's had a couple touches and a couple huge plays so far. That's for 31.
So Norv Turner, he knows the same thing we know. So what do? You run it. When you throw it, you throw quicks. You throw boots and you throw screens. You invite the rush upfield. They come with the screen. McKinnon, who provides, it's a burst, a different kind of speed than Adrian Peterson provides. We've seen 2 big catches for McKinnon here today.
12 catches for 56 yards coming in, so he hasn't been a huge receiver for them. Usually that's Asiata, but enormous today so far. They're going to run it. A little hop step. And a short gain to McKinnon. Game break. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, Carolina trying to make it 14-0 as they take on the Giants, and this is a big reason why. Cam Newton, his longest run of the season, 47 yards, got knocked out of bounds, but he wound up throwing a 3-yard touchdown to Ted Ginn Jr., and they lead it 7-0 over the Giants. Kevin, John, Pam?
Kevin, we saw that act last week, and boy, it's impressive. Anyone who thinks that team's not for real, you're not watching the same film I'm watching.
Might be the last play of the first quarter. 2nd and 8. Vikings on the move again. Down to the Bears 28. Bridgewater. 3-man rush this time. Just going to go short to Mike Wallace, and he's tackled immediately. Going to pick up 3, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. What a quarter it was for the Vikings. Defense playing well. Offense with 1 long drive. On the move again. It's 7-0 Vikings. Last 2 weeks, first quarters have been nightmares for the Bears. They ran 5 plays against Washington last week. They ran 6 plays in the first quarter here at Minnesota. That's brutal.
Yeah, it's been their trouble spot all year long. Huge differential in that first quarter. They struggle to start and they struggle to finish.
Here, a 3rd down and 6 for the Vikings. We start quarter number 2. They're up 7-0. It's been another good drive. Bridgewater, pressure, taken down. Willie Young, who has been on fire. He's now got a sack in 5 straight games.
And Willie Young, you just mentioned it. This is just good motor by Willie Young, staying after it. Bridgewater flushed. He stays after Bridgewater, and he brings him down. Willie Young has really taken to this 3-4 scheme. He's typically has been a defensive end with his hand in the dirt, asked to play a different position, outside linebacker, and really thriving now for the Chicago Bears.
That's a 10-yard loss. Now this is a really long field goal, 53 yards. Walsh's long this year is 54. Certainly has the leg for it, and the wind is minimal. This is tailing, and the doink, and it's through. It all goes down to 3 points on the stat sheet, John. It'll work for Blair Walsh. He'll take it 53 yards. And the bounce. It worked. 10-0 Minnesota.
This game is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
Well, sometimes you need a little luck. That'll work. It's good for 3. That's all Walsh knows. He'll take it, and it's 10-0 Vikings. They've played great so far. Now Thompson has had a couple of nice kick returns, makes more people miss, and another good, wow, 3 good kick returns for Deontay Thompson. So here's Walsh. Had it all the way. That was good all the way. John Fox, his Bears looking for some offense. Well, that isn't any good if you're the Bears. They'd like to get a little momentum going here. This Vikings defense hasn't allowed it. Had a big penalty, too, that didn't help. And so they'll run it on first down to Jeremy Langford. And a good solid run. So for the Chicago Bears, they're 5-8. John Fox's first year trying to turn this thing around. It's really just finishing. 7 games decided by 3 points. Last 2 weeks, the perfect example. Cutting out the picks. Jay Cutler has done just that. 7, the lowest he's had. And then build a wall. We're not getting political here. That was the words of Vic Fangio, what they had to do to stop Adrian Peterson. We'll see if they could do it today. Vic Fangio, their defensive coordinator. Here's Langford again. Kendricks will stop him and see what the spot is, if that's good enough for a first. Looks like you're going to move it a yard short. So a 3rd and 1.
It's one thing Adam Gase does very well. Everyone thinks of him his time in Denver. High-flying, attacking offense, but he very much believes in the run. And you see when they're struggling, what they've done, they brought in Langford, went back to the run. Now they're in an advantageous 3rd and 1 situation.
3rd and short, and it's a first down. A rookie running hard. And that'll move the chains for Chicago. Kurt Menefee has a game break. I'm smelling Odell Beckham. Kurt?
Not Odell Beckham, but the guy on the other side, Reuben Randall. Hooking up with Eli Manning, busted coverage, 27-yard score. The Giants have tied Carolina 7 apiece, still in the first quarter. Kevin, you were close.
That I wouldn't have guessed. Reuben coming to life, 7-7 there. Thanks, Kurt. 1st and 10 for the Bears. Cutler to throw it. It's locked up, tipped way back, incomplete. I think it was Sharif Floyd playing that nose tackle for the injured Linval Joseph who made the play.
One thing, if I'm Adam Gase and I'm Jay Cutler, you notice Minnesota early has brought a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzes. To me, that means Alshon Jeffries one-on-one outside. That's a matchup that was huge in Week 8. When he's one-on-one, that's a matchup they like, and they got to start wearing it out.
Yeah, he's on the bottom of your screen right now against Xavier Rhodes, the Vikings' #1 corner. He had over 100 yards, John, in that Week 8 game. On 2nd down, Cutler fires a bullet to the far side of the field, and it's caught by Eddie Royal. And he missed 5 weeks with a knee injury. Back last week, only had 1 catch, so he's looking to get him involved a little.
And if you've watched Eddie Royal throughout his career, if you watch the Bears, you know that he's typically a slot receiver. They're playing him outside today. They've been injured all year. He's coming back. Mark Mariani's been good in the slot, so Royal's up top on the backside of the trips.
Here's Mariani on 3rd down. He's got the first down inside the 40. Mariani looked feisty on the field before the game. And he's got a first down.
This is something that Adam Gase wanted to do. Remember the double-A gaps. They show all that pressure inside. Look at the wide bunch, and it's just a numbers game. If they have 2, you have 3. You've got 2 blockers. 3rd and 4, that's a great call because Mariani, former punt returner, can get the ball, make some good things happen. Adam Gase, that's a scheme he wanted to try to expose these Vikings on.
So finally a couple first downs for these Bears. And Langford tackled for a loss. Wow. Tom Johnson coming through and making the play.
Penetration kills run games, and Tom Johnson right through the middle. Quickness off the ball into the backfield. Almost takes the handoff from Jay Cutler. That's how you play what they call the 3 technique. Get upfield and penetrate. Look like Howie Long there.
And so it's 2nd and 14. Cutler's got a lot of time coming near side, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Edmund Robinson made the play. And we've been talking a lot about Minnesota's offensive line, but the Chicago offensive line they've been trying to figure it out all year. 8 different starters. Yeah, they've had a couple injuries, but really a lot of ineffectiveness. I mean, they took their best player, Kyle Long, a Pro Bowler at guard, and moved him out to right tackle because they're just trying to find some combination that works.
7 days before the opener, they told Kyle Long he's done quite well adjusting to the new position at right tackle.
3rd down and long. Got to get to the 27. Cutler being pressured. Gets out of 1, but not the next. Danielle Hunter, who has really come on the last few weeks, the rookie. Three sacks already by Minnesota.
Well, this front, you look at from that right side of the Bears line, it's a stunt. Brian Robinson gets there first. Danielle Hunter finishes him off. A TE game, the tackle. Robinson comes up, hits Kyle Long. Danielle Hunter comes right through a wide open gap to make the sack on Cutler.
So a promising drive, but the third Minnesota sack ends that and another punch. High, Sherrills, fair catch at about the 18. And so the Bears finally move the ball, but that drive stalled, and they'll give it back to Adrian Peterson. AP gets the rock when we're back.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Now get 10 chicken nuggets for $1.49 only at BK.
Randy Quaid from Christmas Vacation apparently is here today, John. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They're up 10-0 on the Bears. 110th meeting between these two rivals in the second quarter, and we'll run it to Peterson. Well, the Vikings, he gets out to the 20, gain of 2. Well, the UFC starts the new year off with a bang, and it all begins on FS1, the return of power-punching phenom Michael McDonald, his first fight in over 2 years. UFC 195 starts with prelims Saturday, January 2nd, 7:30 Eastern, only on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. There's Mike Zimmer in his second year. Already the Vikes with more wins this year than they did last, and this guy can coach. And he's had quite the lineage around the league, obviously as a defensive coordinator for so many years. Finally getting a chance here with Minnesota, and in the process of turning this team around. 2nd and 7. Bridgewater going to run flag, though. Bridgewater's got a first and then some. He's out across the 34, but let's see what the penalty is. May come on back. Brad Allen says, yep.
Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So the first penalty from Minnesota, it's on Michael Harris.
Harris working at the right guard on Jenkins. And as Bridgewater starts to run, they see his arms extend and grab Jarvis Jenkins. And Bridgewater's nice gain called back.
So instead of a first down at the 34, all the way back to Bears, a 2nd and 17 back at the 11. They'll run it. Peterson, a little dance step. Goodbye, Kyle Fuller, out across the 15. Our audio people took a hard hit down there. Now you got to be tough to be down there, John.
She got back up. This is the position, boy. That's a tough one. Been there before against Adrian Peterson. Kyle Fuller, that's actually a win against Adrian Peterson because at least he slows him down. He didn't make that tackle, but Adrian Peterson has the power to run over you, has the speed and agility to bounce outside it. That's why he's one of the greats of all time.
It's a 3rd down and 12. Blitz is coming, and Bridgewater's in trouble, and he throws it, gets it away, incomplete. I don't even know how he got rid of that ball from Matt Asiata. Big time pressure from Jonathan Anderson.
It's one thing, I think if there's a fault of Teddy Bridgewater, he tends to hold the ball. He knows early he's not picked up, Anderson. Get rid of the football right now. He holds on, lucky, like you said, Kevin, just to get rid of that and have it be an incompletion. But that clock, it's got to move a little quicker because he just has a tendency to hold it a couple ticks too long.
They brought a linebacker, and they brought Fuller off the corner on that blitz. Nicely designed. So Locke will punt it. Ariani, fair catch. And the Bears have the football down 10, but very good field position. 8:05 to go in the half. 2nd annual Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award honors NFL players who exemplify outstanding sportsmanship. Matt Forte selected one of the 8 finalists for this year's award. Winner decided by a vote of current players announced at the NFL Honors Award Show on February 6th. Good job out of Matt Forte. Bears defense forcing good field position for them here. So they're down 10. They've got the ball right around midfield at the 48. They're going to throw it quickly. To the outside, it's Royal. Gets a block, and Royal has a nice gain on 1st down. He's going to pick up 8.
Those wide receiver screens are a big part of this Chicago offense. They like it. Again, we showed you earlier, they have numbers out there. They're going to throw it out there and see what they can. Another positive game.
There's Lisa Johnson. She got in the way of Adrian Peterson, but man, she's tough. She's back up. So well done, Lisa. Glad you're all right. Doing the parabolic mic on the field so you can hear all these cool sounds. Forte, carry, first down, Chicago. Inside the 40. So now the Bears offense has something here after running just 6 plays in the first quarter.
You know, Kevin, what's been fun to watch and talking to Adam Gase and Mike Zimmer, they both have mutual respect for each other. Adam Gase says he's the best coordinator. He's the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, but he calls the plays defensively. Said he's the best defensive coordinator he's ever gone against.
Well, he has certainly the track record. Rob Hausler, the backup tight end.
And it's fun to watch this boxing match as they described it. They're both throwing jabs at each other. He said, Mike Zimmer, I tell you, half the time you call something, you think you've got the perfect call, and he's got the perfect counter, and you're thinking, how the heck did he call that?
Late flag. Cutler's face mask, I guess, got hit at the end there. That's what it looked like. Daniil Hunter was around the area. That's the only thing I could think of. Oh, there it is.
We got a handful.
Yeah, that's a clear penalty. We're pretty high up here at the University of...
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, defense number 99. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's a tough one for sure. 15 yards, and that helps the Bears. And so a 1st and 10 after the penalty. At the 15. Bears trying to get on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. Cutler pumps, pressure, steps up, fires, incomplete. Threw it into the end zone, into some double coverage there. Looking for Jeffrey, but he couldn't get it home as Rhodes was there. Game break time. Kurt Menefee has it.
Washington part of that three-way tie atop the NFC East, and already Kirk Cousins has run in for a touchdown and thrown two to Jordan Reed. They're up 21-0 on Buffalo midway through the second. Kevin and John.
Xavier Rhodes, thanks, Kurt. Xavier Rhodes just limped off after knocking that ball away from Jeffrey. They're going to look at him, so that's the best cornerback who's out of the game. Trey Waynes, the rookie, takes his place. Bottom of your screen. Bears will run it with Forte. He gets down to the 10. He's going to pick up 5. So 3rd and a makeable 5 is coming up.
You know, and Mike Zimmer, Adam Gase discussed him as being such a great offense coordinator. What he's doing today, talking about blitzing, he's blitzing, but then he's understanding that the counter to that is to go to Alshon Jeffrey outside one-on-one. Then he brings and gives him safety help. So he always is keeping the opposing offense off balance.
On 3rd down, Cutler going end zone, and he's got a touchdown. First catch, and it's for a score to Jeffrey.
Cutler, the number 17, Jeffrey.
I tell you, it's something when you watch the Bears. Alshon Jeffrey, he's never covered because that's fairly good coverage by Terrence Newman. He's all over him, but Adam Gase calls it being on the same wavelength. That's a back shoulder corner, not a route you see a whole often, but there's just a great deal of trust and chemistry between Jay Cutler and Alshon Jeffrey that he can throw balls like that out there and trust that at the least bit it's going to be an incompletion. Right there we see the touchdown.
And so the Bears have come to life. Robbie Gould will try the extra point. And it's perfect. So the penalty helped, but the Bears, after good field position, 7 plays, 52 yards, and a 10-yard score to Alshon Jeffrey, his 4th touchdown of the year. Chicago back in it. Yeah, this one goes back to 1961, 110th meeting today. It's always a good one. It's always fun, and we've got a close game here. 10-7 Minnesota. Chicago just got back in it, and now it's Teddy Bridgewater's turn. 10-7 Vikings, 5:40 to go in this first half for Minnesota. Teddy Bridgewater off to a good start, 6 of 9, 92 yards, and a touchdown. 3-point game, and he'll start this drive off looking at throw, going far side of the field. There's Mike Wallace coming all the way back the other side of the field. Gets a block from Bridgewater and a lot of running for nothing. That was a good effort, but he ran 53 yards for no gain.
North and south, Mike.
Ooh. You know, John, Bridgewater, interesting. He got called into Mike Zimmer's office this week, and, you know, these are the cool nuances about being a head coach. Mike Zimmer gave him a little inspiration with a little speech this week.
Yeah, he did. He talked about being legendary. He talked about the quarterbacks that are legends in this league, the Troy Aikmans, the Joe Montanas. They are so because at this time of year, in the playoffs, before the playoffs, this is when they play their best football. And he showed both those guys' careers. It was a great job by Zimmer because it really appealed to Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, he was glowing talking about it. Here, firing over the middle. Those Rudolph breaks the tackle, still fighting forward, and he's close. Probably about a yard shy of a first down, but a good catch and run to Rudolph. And you know, we asked Zimmer about it, about, you know, why did you choose that and why this week? He said, well, I heard this. Someone said to Teddy about being great. And he used a while ago that word legendary. So I figured this would be the good time to pull that out.
Said he had some insider information and he wasn't afraid to use it. You know, I love the fact that Mike Zimmer, a defensive coach, he meets with Teddy Bridgewater every week, every Thursday, 6 a.m. He comes in, they talk ball, they talk life. I think it's great to develop that relationship.
Third down and short here. Movement, penalty. Question is who's on. Meanwhile, Peterson dropped for a loss by Will Sutton. Well, that was Sutton that went off sides, excuse me. At least it looked like it, but let's see if there's any movement. Brad Allen, tell us.
Offside. Defense number 93 moved into the neutral zone prior to the snap. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Bridgewater has done a nice job on a couple of occasions of using that hard count to his advantage. That's one of the advantages of home field advantage, the quiet crowd. You can use that hard count to your advantage.
Here's Peterson. Good hole. Peterson with a cut and another big run from Adrian Peterson, who's got 9 on first down.
We showed it earlier, Kevin. One thing this offensive line, you can beat them up for pass pro. They've earned that, but they also run block fairly well. And Adrian Peterson, again, you get him just a little bit, he's going to make hay on it, and that's never a good sign when Adrian Peterson is coming off the field limping.
Oh boy.
See that left ankle of Peterson get rolled up. Right down there.
Oh yeah.
McPhee falling on him.
Well, that's obviously big, and keep an eye on that. Hopefully he's all right. 12 of 56 rushing for Peterson, having another big day against his rivals. Second and 1, they're going to give it to Zach Line, the old fullback. Burrows forward. You know, he doesn't get it too often, John. He's got 4 carries for 4 yards this year, but that one worked as they tend to Adrian Peterson.
He's actually a former college halfback and actually ran very well and was very productive in college at SMU, was going after a lot of Eric Dickerson's. Now he wears a neck roll and put on 30 pounds, not quite as agile, but he did it. Nice job right there.
Peterson will test out that leg. Meanwhile, Jerick McKinnon is the running back on a 1st and 10. Bridgewater, all kinds of time, fires. Wallace with the catch, and there's a big play to number 11 inside the 20.
I love the play call and I love the execution. You run the ball that well, play action's got to be a weapon, and you got to use it as such. You see it pull McClellan up. He's going to back shoulder Mike Wallace down the middle of the field. Mike Wallace knows he's going to get hit, by Przezinski, but hangs in there. That's just good football all the way around for the Minnesota Vikings.
34-yard gain as it takes us to the 2-minute warning. Finally, the hookup Viking fans have been waiting for. And now Minnesota in business, up 3. Get apps, videos, and more at iTunes.com/NFL. Guess you can download Halo if you like. That's that dude's from. So, Vikings, 2 minutes to go in the half. Up 3, give it to Jerick McKinnon from the 20. Tries to bounce outside and gets tackled for a loss on the play. While we were away, Teddy Bridgewater checking on Adrian Peterson. Looks like he says he's all right there, but then walking off, get a little extra treatment at halftime.
Can't hurt that man. He is so tough. I promise you he'll be back out here. And boy, do they need him. He's a special player and playing at such a high level at this point in his career. Very impressive.
2nd and 11. Here comes pressure over the middle and a completion to McKinnon again. And he's down to the 17. The Bears going to stop the clock. They have all 3 timeouts. But they're not inclined to do that right now. It's interesting. Let it go.
I think this is an area, Kevin, I think with Teddy Bridgewater, you're going to go into the playoffs, you're going to win. Continue to give him more ownership, more responsibility, and part of that is trusting him on situations like this, 3rd and 7. Yes, you have to walk out with points, but don't be afraid to say, hey, Teddy, we're going to trust you to push it downfield. If it's not there, throw it away.
Well, they go empty backfield, John, so it looks like they're going to throw. 3rd and 7. 4-man rush. Now he is dropped, and 2 penalties fly as well. Lamar Houston was the guy. Now let's wait on the calls.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Offside, defense number 99. Holding, offense number 75. The penalty's offset. We will replay 3rd down.
So they'll do the down over again, but meanwhile, Chicago's really let the clock go here. I mean, they have, what, 1:15 with 3 timeouts? And so now whatever happens here, they're not going to have much time getting the ball back themselves. So we'll do it again. 3rd down and 7. 33 seconds to go in the half. Blitz. Bridgewater gets rid of it. McKinnon, another penalty. McKinnon breaking through, and he is in. Now the penalty.
I believe this is going to be roughing the passer, and they're just asking Zimmer where he wants them to assess it. But McKinnon, how about him as a receiver, Kevin? You said he didn't come in with many catches, came into today with only 12, but he's been explosive in the pass game for the Vikings with 3 big receptions. There it is, going low on Bridgewater. DeMontre Hurst, but McKinnon out in the open against Shea McClellan. And then just a great effort. Looks like his knee may in fact be down.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. We have personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 30. After the play was over, there was unsportsmanlike conduct by number 31 of the scoring team. The score is good. Those fouls were offset on the kickoff.
All right, Brad Allen with the explanation.
But now where this becomes even bigger is on the unsportsmanlike conduct. If he does not indeed get in, it's after the play, and so it will go back 15 yards. And just a crucial mistake by McKinnon.
Looking at that initial replay, I think he got in. I don't think that knee was down. He did a tremendous job. Let's watch again, John. Right here.
I think you're right. It looked like that knee was down, but it never. He kind of burst right before it was down.
Yeah. And then when it did touch there, I think the ball's over. Well, look, under review in mini. All right, we're back. Let's get the call from Brad Allen here, see whether McKinnon was down
After
or not.
reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown. As stated before, the foul's offset at the kickoff. We will run the try. There will be no additional enforcement of penalties.
So it was close, with also not just looking at the knee, kind of judgment, John, whether that shin or enough of the shin was down. Very, very close call. But I think what Mike Pereira has been telling us the last few weeks is when what's called on the field, unless it's overwhelming, you really stay with it. And so McKinnon scores, 17-yard score on that third down, too. And it's a touchdown drive for the Vikings, put them back up by 10.
Kevin, that's an impressive drive. I think the Vikings and Mike Zimmer, they're evolving and they're understanding to beat the top teams. You got to play aggressive. Their defense, they're playing without their top three players on defense. And so you maybe have to change your game a little bit, be a little more aggressive. I think they displayed that on that last drive, and I like it.
That was the penalty. And here was the celebration. At the end, you saw Mike Wallace trying to say, hey, get away. We can't do this with all your other teammates. He realized it a little bit too late. But it doesn't hurt him because he did get in. Coming up halftime, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Well, we will be checking out on all the scores, including whether the Giants can hand Carolina their first loss. They're tied at 7 late in the second quarter. So Minnesota got off to that 10-0 start. Bears answered, but they're playing well. Teddy Bridgewater coming off maybe his best, if not one of his best games Thursday night against Arizona. He's got 11 of 14, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns today. Thompson getting nice returns. Not that time. Adam Thielen with the big tackle. Talked about halftime. Why don't we check in with Kurt Menefee?
The Visa halftime show is right around the corner, and so are the holidays. So here at Fox, some of the staff have been decking the halls to get in the spirit. But honestly, some people are taking it a bit too far.
Yeah, Coach Johnson, can I get back to work now?
Sit still, son. I'm almost done.
The man who invented swagger.
I'm sorry, did that say Dr. Dreidel, by the way? I think it did. Xavier Rhodes back on the field for Minnesota, so that's good news. Went out with that knee injury. Here's Forte. Now this is just strange. They had all their timeouts, chose not to use when Minnesota had the ball, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's put them in a tough position now because they had those 3 timeouts. Had you used them, you may be getting the ball back with 45 to a minute left, and instead, really, they can push to try to get a field goal, but tough sledding.
Now, the good news is they do have timeouts here. They go across the middle of the field, and Robbie Gould was hitting them from well over 50 yards in warm-ups. 15 seconds to go. Cutler moves the pocket and now fires a seed downfield for Jeffrey, and incomplete. Harris on the coverage.
Well, Anthony Harris, that's a nice job. That's Alshon Jeffrey you're going up against, and he does a great job of locating the football, playing the football, not panicking, and darn near comes down with the interception. Jay Cutler takes his chances knowing I've got a rookie against my #1 guy, and Anthony Harris holds up quite well.
Not bad for Harris, huh, John, with the injuries they've had in the secondary, and they've had a lot of them. Called up from the practice squad, and he started last week against Arizona and played all right. 7 seconds left in the half, 2nd and 10. They'll throw it again. They're going to come near side. And getting out of bounds is Forte with 1 second on the clock. So
I'll tell you this, Kevin, number 6, that guy can throw it as far as anybody in the league. So anybody doubting whether he can get it to the end zone, he can.
And the Vikings immediately running back towards that end zone as Harris and Sendejo and company hit back there. Hail Mary time for Chicago. Pressure. Cutler has to run away, and now he's going to let it fly, and that is going to be short of the end zone and incomplete. And so we will go to the break with the Vikings finding themselves up 17-7 on their rivals. Good half for Teddy Bridgewater. Halftime show is coming up with Kurt and the fellas. To LA we go for that. Get you updated on all the scores. Bridgewater's going to loft one towards the end zone. Touchdown! Cutler going end zone, and he's got a touchdown. Bridgewater gets rid of it. McKinnon, another penalty. McKinnon breaking through, and he is in. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan. Welcome into the booth. He's John Lynch. I'm Kevin Burkhardt, and I'll tell you what, look at Adrian Peterson. That is obviously hope he's okay, John. That's number one. But Minnesota has looked pretty diversified on offense so far.
Yeah, you know, in the open, I called for Teddy Bridgewater. You got to put this team on your back at times. He's done just that today, and I think they've called him into it. They established rhythm early. Then they took some shots down the field. They trusted him in big situations. He's played great. Chicago just got to make more plays. You know, get the ball in Jay Cutler. They started to establish a little rhythm, but you got to keep it in their hands and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and see if they can do that. This Minnesota defense, despite playing with three of their best starters out, and look at this little onside try. And the Bears have it. So John Fox starts off with a little trickery.
Wow. Robbie Gould just dribbles it. Little surprise onside. Sherrick McManus falls on the ball. A gutsy call by John Fox. Jeff Rogers, their special teams coach. Robbie Gould executes it. Sherrick McManus. A great way to come out of the half for the Chicago Bears.
Looking for a little momentum, and that doesn't hurt. Now terrific field position for the Bears. They find themselves down 10. They get off to such a slow start. Mainly Minnesota had the ball for so long in the first quarter, but they got some momentum, finally got on the board in that second quarter. But here you start off in great field position with the onside kick, and they will begin at the 47. Down 10 points to start this third quarter. Jeremy Langford, the rookie from Michigan State, starts out in the backfield. They'll give it to him. Langford running left for short gain. He's going to pick up 2.
Kevin, I think the guy we saw the one catch turn into a touchdown, but you got to find a way to get Alshon Jeffrey in this game. You got to get him involved. Any matchup one-on-one with Alshon Jeffrey, I think, favors the Chicago Bears, and Jay Cutler's got to trust him and wear him out in this half.
Jeffrey's at the top of your screen this time, but they're going to run it to Langford, and Langford has a big seam up the middle, and he's got a first down. He's down to the 41 as Langford. It's a 10-yard run.
Well, the nice thing is that the Vikings know that as well, so they give safety help over the top. That opens up the run game for the Chicago Bears and Langford.
Jeffrey coming off, doesn't look thrilled about coming off the field. So Joshua Bellamy is in for him, number 11. Cutler to throw it. Pressure from Robinson. He got him! Strip, sack, recovery! He did it all!
Well, Robinson had a couple that got away in the first half. This one, as his celebration demonstrated, he reeled them in. He's working against Kyle Long. Robinson right here. Right around him, and then goes for the strip sack. Great play by Brian Robinson, turning the momentum around once again after the surprise onside by the Bears.
4th sack of the day for Minnesota. For Robinson, that's his 4th of the year. And you hit it, he's been right around it all day long, but he did everything there. The sack, the forced fumble, and the recovery. And so any Bears momentum goes away quickly. Adrian Peterson still not in the game. Remember, he left in that second quarter with some sort of a leg injury. They start off with McKinnon in the backfield in the offset eye. They'll give it to Jerick McKinnon, and there's no hole, no gain. Let's go down to Pam Oliver. Pam Oliver, let's check in with you. All right, we're having some trouble catching up with Pam. We will fix that mic issue and get back with her in a moment. So Peterson out from the locker room in uniform. I'd have to imagine that's at least a decent sign, John.
Hey, bench press. Bench press.
Maybe Pam can yell loud enough that we can hear. Second down, Bridgewater back to throw. Steps away from pressure. Calmly looking, now he's going to tuck it and run. He's going to pick up a few yards. All right, let's try. Third time is a charm. Let's check in with Pam Oliver.
All right, Kevin, let's try it again. As far as Adrian Peterson goes, his health is the problem with his ankle. He is probable for his return, and Mike Zimmer doesn't anticipate it being any problem throughout the rest of the game. We'll see how much he's utilized, though, for the next half. Back to you.
All right, Pam. So thanks for that. Good to hear your voice. John, you were right. It was that left ankle, the issue. So we'll see now with the usage, and if he does indeed go back in the game. Bears showing blitz on this third down. Here they come. Bridgewater has to get rid of it. Does. Completion and then some. First down. It's Jarius Wright in the face of pressure. Bridgewater delivered to Wright, and it moves the chains for Minnesota.
Now, this is what quarterbacking in the NFL is all about. You're going to face pressure. You got to stand in there and take it, and he does. Shea McClellan coming right down his face. He stands in there and finds Jarius Wright on a nice connection to convert.
McKinnon spins up the middle, maybe a yard, not much. Will Sutton was there first. Minnesota offense has been pretty diversified today. McKinnon in the pass game, which hasn't been his forte this year. Peterson before he got hurt, and Bridgewater having a big day, coming off a career high against Arizona. In that game, Bridgewater threw for 335 yards. A couple passing touchdowns. Remember, he only came in with 9 touchdown passes, near the bottom of the league. But he has looked good today. McKinnon. And he gets down to the 33.
Kevin, you know, each and every week we have an opportunity to sit down with these players. We always talk to the quarterback. And Teddy Bridgewater, you know, we leave sometimes using a word we don't often use with NFL players. He's sweet. He really is a nice kid. But you could tell he wants it put on his shoulders a little bit. He understands he has Adrian Peterson. He wants to win, but he thinks part of that is you got to be balanced. I got to be able to win games too. I like that they put it in his hands, and he's responding quite well today.
But a third down challenge and 3rd and 6. Bridgewater protected, completing. It's Diggs inside the 10. Stephon Diggs diving. Touchdown, Minnesota.
The Achilles heel of this Chicago Bears defense of late has been underneath crossing routes. They run a lot of combination coverages, and they aren't proficient enough in this defense, and they have a lot of free runners, and that's what Stephon Diggs was. And Stephon Diggs with the ball in his hands is dangerous, turns it into not just positive yards, but a touchdown.
Well, Stephon Diggs had gotten quiet the last couple weeks, and he has showed up today in a big way. 2 touchdowns for him. And this may be the coming out party for the Minnesota pass game. I haven't seen it like this all year long. Even after throwing for a lot of yards against Arizona, this is some performance today. 33 yards to Stephon Diggs and Bridgewater. How about the game for Teddy Bridgewater? 9 touchdown passes coming in. 3 today. Vikings rolling.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, no fares, nothing to hide.
First career 3 touchdown game for Teddy Bridgewater, and he's looked great. He's hit 12 of his last 13 passes. Stephon Diggs' first 2 touchdown game for the rookie. It's all working for Minnesota. As they came in losing 3 of 4, they needed a big performance, and they're getting it. Digging out of a hole. I think that's what they were doing right there. John Fox not loving this right now. 24-7 Vikings. Santa's at the game in Minnesota. University of Minnesota. Maybe the final home game here, at least in the regular season, but maybe not. Minnesota gets a home playoff game, which they can get, as Forte is going to get the carry. Let's watch the touchdown pass.
You go back to that touchdown, and it's just a miscommunication. You see the crossing route. Well, Alan Ball on the far side. Tracy Porter's going to drop off, passing it off to Alan Ball, except Alan Ball is late right there. Bridgewater recognizes it, get the ball in Diggs' hands, and Diggs does the rest for the touchdown. Simple concepts have been confusing the Bears of late, not like a Vic Fangio, one of the best defensive coaches in football.
2nd down and 6 coming near side. Forte. He is dropped immediately by Captain Munnerlyn. Nice play.
No Alshon Jeffrey as he went into the tunnel here just recently, and so not a lot of options down the field. This is, remember, Jay Cutler, Kevin, has played without most of his receivers throughout the course of this season.
Jeffrey just the one catch today. It was a touchdown. Third and 6. Cutler gets rid of it. Forte again trying to make people miss. And he got stopped, I think, short of a first down. See where the spot is. And right from here, it looks like a generous spot. It's Chad Greenway on the tackle, but let's see where they put the ball down. And they say first down. I might think about challenging that, but the Bears get off the play too late. First down. And so Chicago gets maybe a little gift, and they keep it moving with Jeremy Langford, trying to get back in this game. Plenty of time, early 3rd quarter, to do just that. You know, you mentioned it, John. Jay Cutler, we talked about the year that he's having. Think about this. The offensive line has been in flux all year. And their wide receiver group, not only are they diminished, but they've had injuries, and their #1 pick hasn't played all year. Kevin White won it again to Langford.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned it. It's been a mash unit. There is that Kevin White, the #1 pick, not played at all. Alshon missed 5 games. Martellus Bennett, their top tight end, he's on injured reserve now with fractured ribs. Eddie Royal has missed 6 games. Marquise Wilson, who became one of Cutler's top targets, he's on IR with the foot injury. So Jay Cutler's season, I think, is even more impressive with the fact that all that has gone on.
Sure is. And coming near side to Zach Miller, and he makes the catch, and he's out to the 46, going to pick up 6. John Fox told us, hey, we wouldn't have traded Brandon Marshall if we thought Kevin White was going to be out for the year. There's Adam Gase, and this is a guy who is one of the real bright minds in this league, and I know you feel he's going to be not only a head coach but a really good head coach.
And I'm telling you, if you're an owner out there, hire that man. You'll have your next head coach for 15 years. He's that good, smart, great with people.
Forte coming near side. He's got a first down. So Forte getting a little groove.
Now, he's just got a tremendous background. He's been under the likes of Mike Martz, Peyton Manning. I mean, just great offensive minds. Josh McDaniels, everything they've done. But what he does best, he doesn't say this is my scheme. He tailors his scheme to his talent. I think he's masterful as an offensive coach, a great leader as well.
Cutler firing over the middle and incomplete. Captain Munnerlyn was there trying to make an athletic interception, but a little short. And he's got the personality for it. Part of being a head coach is handling the media and all those other duties. He's got the gumption for that, I think, too.
He does. He's also got a great understanding that he's a young guy. Don't just jump at any opportunity. Make sure it's the right one.
Looking for his offense here to get going, though. Get it out to Mariani that time. Where Munnerlyn made the tackle, so a 3rd down. Yeah, finish on Gase, just 37 years old. This whole Bears front, right? I mean, you got Gase here running the offense, and then you got Ryan Pace, who's the youngest GM in the league. We were talking with him before. Trying to rebuild this whole thing, get the Bears back to winning. They've been close this year. They just haven't finished out games. In a big hole, and they've got a 3rd and 5. Cutler, time over the middle. Royal, and he's going to be, I think, just shy of a 1st down, and maybe John Fox thinks about going here.
What a luxury to have Chad Greenway as kind of your backup linebacker. This is a guy who has made Pro Bowls, and Greenway just watching the eyes of Jay Cutler, letting him catch it, but then saying, you know what, we're coming up and tackling you short of the line to gain. Chad Greenway, very impressive today.
Bears 5 of 9 on 4th down. It's a 4th and 1. They're going to run it, and Forte's got it. Good effort from Matt Forte. Forte got out of the game. You know, it's interesting, John. Forte is having another good year. At 30 years old, it feels like some people are trying to put the guy out to pasture.
He got a lot of good football left in him, in my mind. I've always loved the way he's played.
Here's Cutler. Throwing deep. He's got a man. Just missed. He was looking for Royal, and he had a step. Rhodes on the coverage.
Boy, when he threw that, that looked like touchdown, and Eddie Royal just couldn't accelerate enough to get there. Well thrown football by Cutler, just out of the outstretched arms of Royal.
You know, keep in mind, this Vikings defense today playing well. And again, they're without their top 3 defensive players, Anthony Barr, Linval Joseph, and Harrison Smith. It's a lot to overcome. Cutler's going to run. And I don't know if that was by design or not. It's a short game. 2nd time he's done that today.
Well, that's the zone read that Adam Gase likes featuring Jay Cutler. And Jay Cutler's very athletic, but he just ran into another talented athlete in Eric Kendricks, the rookie from UCLA. Kendricks been a huge cog in the success of this defense. There's Kendricks right out on the bunch.
14th play of the drive. 3rd and 10. Cutler swings away from a sack. There's a penalty. And now he's going deep, and it is Bellamy. Did he make it? No, he's out of bounds. And let's see what the penalty is.
It's in the area of offensive holding.
Holding. Offense number 72. The penalty is declined. It brings up 4th down.
It's Charles Leno, the left tackle, who gets caught on the hold right up there. Everson Griffin, he's got good call by Brad Allen and his crew. Jay Cutler frustrated today by this Minnesota defense.
Got a lot of pressure. So now on 4th down, Robbie Gould, who has been struggling, he's been a great kicker in his career, but he's missed 3 of his last 5. This one from 51 yards. He was hitting comfortably from here in warm-ups today. And Gould gets it done. That's got to feel good for him. Been around this league a long time, struggling, but gets the Bears to within a couple touchdowns here. It's 24-10 Minnesota. 3rd quarter. Gould is good.
Today's game is sponsored by the new 2016 Ford Escape. Be unstoppable.
You know, there was this reaction from Mike Zimmer, and John, we were talking, I think maybe, this is just speculation, but, you know, they declined that holding penalty and it kept them in field goal range, which you could make an argument for, but it made it a 2-touchdown game. So maybe Mike Zimmer wanted to use that holding call, and now we're going to run this out with Diggs. And he's going to come up short of the 20. That would be my only guess of why he's agitated there in the play.
Well, he's got to be agitated at himself because that's his decision. But Robbie Gould liking that decision.
Yeah. 2-touchdown game. Vikings football.
Today's game is sponsored by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL.
Back in Minnesota. NFC North matchup today. The Vikings And the Bears, Minnesota up 24-10, 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Adrian Peterson back in the game for the first time since injuring that ankle, as Pam told us in the first half. And here he's dragged down for a loss. John Timo, who the rookie is making a start today. He hadn't played on defense all year. The guy's got 7 tackles.
I was just talking to Champ Kelly in the personnel department with the Chicago Bears outside. And he said the guy doesn't run fast, but he finds the football. He doesn't have all the measurables, but one thing that guy can do is find the football. They've loved him. They've been waiting to get him up. He's up, and he's making the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, it really is. They have had subpar play there at the middle linebacker, inside linebacker. He was a 3-time captain at Washington, so he's getting his chance and he's performing. Second down. I think there's some movement, and Peterson gets absolutely swarmed by Shea McClellan. Game break time. Let's check in with Mike Hill.
Fellas, the Skins are just skull dragging the Buffalo Bills today. Kirk Cousins going up top, finds Deshaun Jackson, and you know he's going to make something happen. He's a weapon. His 6th career TD catch of at least 70 yards. This one going for 77. 28-3 Skins in the third. Kevin, John, back to you.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen with Washington the next few games. I think they have their quarterback, though.
He can throw the football, and I tell you what, Jay Gruden has done such a great job keeping that team, and they're getting better every week. A really nice job by Jay Gruden in Washington. They're right in the thick of that race.
3-way tie atop the NFC East, although the Giants are getting battered by Carolina today. Asiata's got it coming near side. And Chicago, after the field goal now, the D tightens up, and they'll get a chance to get the ball back.
Chicago, Kevin, most of their games come right down to the wire. So even when Minnesota extends the lead, you just have this feeling because just about every game they've played in this year has come down to one possession.
There's Mark Mariani, who is a good returner. He made a Pro Bowler as a special teams player back in 2010 with Tennessee. He's taken 2 back for touchdowns in his career. Going to call fair catch here, though, but still the Bears with good field position. They'll start it out on their own 42, down 2 touchdowns in Minnie. Big East begins conference play next week. It's all on FS1. Sensational matchup coming on New Year's Eve between 10th ranked Xavier and 12th ranked Villanova. It's on your home for Big East Hoops, FS1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Steve Macheska, our producer, happy. Seton Hall, the big win over Wichita State yesterday, John. This is a big series for the Bears. The defense makes a nice stand. They're within 2 touchdowns now and a decent amount of time left in this game. Langford on first down goes nowhere. We, though, go down to the field with Pam Oliver.
Well, Kevin, he's been dealing with several lower leg injuries. Now he's got another. This time, Alshon Jeffrey has a hamstring injury. He has been dealing with that before. The Bears say he is probable, but I haven't seen any sign of Jeffrey since he went into the locker room a while ago. Back to you.
Yeah, Pam, and that's obviously a problem. He's their best receiver, but he's had injuries this year. He's missed 5 games. Second and 9. Cutler pressured again and dropped again. Sharif Floyd was there. He got some help as well. That's the 5th sack for Minnesota.
And that's just a front 4 rush. There's no blitz to that. Jay Cutler has to get rid of the football. His offensive line's got to do a better job, but if not, you got to get rid of the football. You take that sack. Now it's a really tough 3rd down situation.
I think Floyd and Hunter will get credit for a half sack each, likely on that.
Speaking of credit, you got to give a ton of credit to this defense. Again, playing with their top 3 players at every level. Linval Joseph out, Anthony Barr out, Harrison Smith out, but they've played well here today.
Sure have. 3rd and 17 for Cutler and company. And movement, and that'll make it 3rd and 22.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Talk about this defense and playing well. They have been affecting and bringing Jay Cutler down all day long. Ryan Robinson's been a big part of it, but consistent pressure. Sometimes it's been via the blitz, Most of the time, it's just been that front four outplaying the offensive line of the Bears, but they've been all over Jay Cutler.
Third and long, very long. Royal gets it blocked. Still has a long way to go. Now flags fly. Royal still going, and he's out near a first down. But penalty. And this may be coming on back after a great effort by Eddie Royal.
I think they're going to get Langford, the running back, on the hold coming across. They try to time it up such that right when he catches it, he's blocking, and he reached his arm out.
Holding. Offense, number 33. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Third down.
So Jeremy Langford. These are timing plays the Bears feature. And Langford's going to be coming down at the bottom of your screen right there. Got his arm extended, and that allows Royal to get really close to converting the line to gain.
Yeah, without the penalty, though, pretty good odds that Greenway makes that tackle. Jeffrey trying to test out things and see if he's all right. Meanwhile, it's the end of the third quarter. Bears facing a 2-touchdown deficit and facing a 3rd and 22. When we come back in the fourth here in Minnesota.
There's Jeremy Langford on that hold. It turns into a huge play, grabbing that right arm of Greenway, and that's just enough for Eddie Royal to elude him. So Kevin, the penalties read 5 for 35 yards, but you think that first play of the game with Matt Forte and that play, they've lost a lot of yardage on a couple crucial penalties today.
Yeah, 23 and 35 yards to be exact. So it's a great point. And now 3rd and 22 as we start the fourth quarter. 4-man rush. Cutler waiting. He's just going to come near side, looking for a little magic from Langford out to the 40, but he's not even back to the original line of scrimmage. And so Chicago will have to punt. So every time the Bears try to get a little momentum, this defense makes a play. It was Robinson before with the sack and strip, and now with the aid of a couple penalties, they will get the ball back.
They've been impressive, and it's been a good group all year long. We did the Seattle game, and it's just like they got right hook after another. They lose Anthony Barr and Harrison Smith in the first drive of the game. At least this week they could prepare without them. That week they prepared to have them, and they weren't there.
Fair caught by Sherrills at the beginning of the fourth. 24-10. Bridgewater's been outstanding today, just phenomenal. 14 of 17, 210 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is a career high.
Well, they've put the responsibility on him to go make some plays. He drops a perfect pass to Stephon Diggs. He's been using Jerick McKinnon out of the backfield incredibly well. Finds Diggs again on the underneath routes. Been doing it underneath and then taking some shots downfield. Teddy Bridgewater, very impressive today.
That's the thing too. He is mixing. That's a good point. He's mixing up the depth of his throws, and everything's not necessarily short within 5 yards. So Peterson is in the game still with that angle, and boy, that ankle looks pretty good there. He's got out to what should be a first down and a gain of 10. Brzezinski got him up by the ankles. Otherwise, that could have been for 50.
I love that AP. I mean, great tackle by Brzezinski once he busts through, because it looks like he's gone. And he just brings him down. And I love at the end, Adrian Peterson going back to Brzezinski and giving a little pat on the head, because he's telling him I was almost gone. That's great stuff.
So Peterson now 15 carries, 60 yards. And it's a first down. Big formation. Peterson again, left side, and that time he's only going to pick up 1. John, you played against him. Well, what is it like to tackle him? How do you do it?
You know, I remember the thought was coming in, we all saw his college film, and we said, you know, he runs so high, we're going to light this guy up. And then we saw in a real hurry, this guy's a little different. he's kind of like that Dickerson guy that played at the beginning of my career. Special player. He's got it all. He's got the speed. He's got the power. He's got the shiftiness, and that's what makes him one of the great running backs of all time, the total package.
Second down and 8. Bridgewater to throw. Come to Jarius Wright. Gets a block. Nice play. And that's a first down out to the 40. Another 10-yard gain. It just seems like Norv Turner's pushing the right buttons today.
He is. Just like a quarterback can get hot, an offensive coordinator can get hot. And Norv Turner Played many games against him with the Denver Broncos, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he was coaching in Washington or San Diego. And he is one of those coordinators that it feels like everything you're doing, he's pressing the exact right button, and he does a great job of keeping defensives off balance.
Except he always sits right in the middle of the window beam. He can never really show a good picture or a fumble on the exchange. Bridgewater falls right on it. We'll try and work on that with Norv. If we could just scoot a little bit to his left, that would really be beneficial.
Bridgewater been masterful with the hard count all day. Right there, he fooled himself because he wasn't expecting the ball to be snapped.
John, we were talking to Kyle Rudolph, who's really had a nice year, and asking him about the belief in Teddy Bridgewater. He said, every time a quarterback's in a tough situation, how do they respond? Well, look at the critical situations last few years. So how many quarterbacks like Teddy run the ball all game and then, hey, in a big spot, go throw it? Quarterbacks like to get into a rhythm. So that's why I believe in him, because even without that, he still goes out and performs. Today, they've gotten him in a rhythm from the get-go, and it's really paid dividends. And
the fact of the matter, as a crew, we talked a lot about it. If you want to beat the big boys, you're going to have to rely on him a little more. That run the ball, it's kind of come back in vogue. Carolina's doing it, but they also rely on their quarterback. Seattle does the same thing. They rely on their quarterback to make a lot of plays. We hadn't seen that prior to today a whole lot from Minnesota. Today we're seeing it.
3rd down and 10 here. 4-man rush, now a late blitz. Bridgewater coming to Diggs, and Diggs with a nice move is still going to be shy of a 1st down though. And so the Vikings will have to punt it away.
Really nice pressure that Vic Fangio just dialed up. He brought the corner blitz, rolled a safety, actually played a cover 2 with the blitz, forced the ball out of Bridgewater's hands quickly, and then they made the tackle.
Well, here's Mariani looking to make a play. Bundled up today in Minnesota. And Locke will punt it away. High, booming punt. Locke goes down, no penalty. And this is going to bounce into the end zone. And so the Bears will take over on their own 20. All the Vikings want for Christmas is an NFC North title. They control their own destiny and looking good today.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Now get 10 chicken nuggets for $1.49 only at BK.
This game for the Bears, then it gets something going. It's 24-10. Chicago down by the 3rd ball on the 20. 10:02 to play. And here's Cutler and company. Looking to throw. Looking to set up the screen. And it's intercepted. Justin Trenteau. That's his 2nd interception this year.
It's one of his first snaps today. Trenteau working against Kyle Long. Kyle Long stones him. Great recognition of the screen. He kind of bluffs Cutler into it because it looks like he's rushing. He reverses field and then becomes a DB. Trenteau showing off his skills.
He was dropped and then picked up again this week. Every time you feel like the Bears can get a little something going, this defense for Minnesota has made a big play. A sack, a strip sack, a 3 and out, and now set it up to really put a dagger in. Peterson, the tailback. A 1st and 10 from the 13, and here's Peterson. And he is ripped down by Willie Young. Big athletic play.
You talk about players that the Chicago Bears can be excited about moving forward. Willie Young is one of those guys. Kevin, you mentioned earlier sacks now in 5 straight games, but really progressing nicely in his transition to a stand-up outside linebacker. I'd never done it before, and the last 5-6 weeks it's starting to really look like a good fit for Willie Young and this defense.
2nd and 11. They'll fake the run. Bridgewater on the move. And just nothing, so he's going to take it himself think he was looking at Diggs. It's pretty good coverage in the end zone. Look at the scoreboard, John. It's 35-7. The Panthers trying to go 14-0. Cam Newton today, 5 touchdown passes. 5.
MVP.
I mean,
plain and simple.
Unbelievable.
Having a phenomenal year.
Crowd is chanting Teddy.
Teddy.
For Bridgewater. That's pretty good. And a timeout by Minnesota. See if Bridgewater can add another to his ledger. He's got 3 touchdown passes today, already a career high. Minnesota knocking on the door. Thought Santa and the L's would be a little busy at this time of year, but they've got enough time to take in the Vikings game. And Minnesota up 24-10, and they've got themselves in a 3rd and 9 from the 12. Bridgewater. Delayed blitz. He's going to run it. Bridgewater up the gut, and he is in. There's a flag. Hang on. Penalty flag. So let's wait and see.
Illegal contact going to be called on the Vikings. Bridgewater up and over for the touchdown.
It is a touchdown. It's on the Bears, the contact. And so Bridgewater's doing it all. 3 touchdown passes, a rushing touchdown. And those chants at Teddy are fulfilled.
He's played well today. I tell you what, wasn't there. Instead of just throwing it away, he saw a lot of green grass. He went and got it, and he has that kind of athleticism. Vic Fangio told us we're concerned about him as a scrambler. Great effort play by Teddy Bridgewater.
We told the story earlier about Mike Zimmer telling him this is the time of year when quarterbacks go from being good to legendary. I got to tell you, I'm not putting him in the legendary status yet, but Teddy Bridgewater has been awesome today.
16 to 19, 227, 3 touchdowns throwing, 1 rushing. He's been great.
Maybe the best game that Teddy Bridgewater has ever played, and it's coming at a good time as the Vikings are cruising here in Minneapolis.
Today's game is sponsored by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
It's a Vikings day so far. 31 points from Minnesota as they kick it off here. Thompson. And he gets it out across the 20. What if you died and then were brought back to life? This January, one man will find out. From the executive producer of the X-Files at 24 comes the intriguing new drama Second Chance. Series premiere Wednesday, January 13th on Fox. Penalty
Personal
flag.
foul, unnecessary roughness, number 59, kicking team, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's on Jason Trusnick.
Trusnick. Not a whole lot, but the league's made a big emphasis on late hits and cleaning those up. See Teddy Bridgewater and his teammates. Teddy Bridgewater has been great today. Jay Cutler, not so much.
Here's Cutler. A lot of work to do with 8:39 to play. A quick hitter, and they'll go far side. He's got a completion out to the tight end. It's Miller. And Miller's going to pick up 9 on 1st down. And Forte's got a 1st down across midfield. You know, Teddy Bridgewater, he's, goodness, John, you meet with him, he's such a likable guy. I mean, and you know, Pam actually asked him about his body language a couple weeks ago. You see Peterson smiles and Zach Line, and these guys love this guy. And Terrence Newman came up to him in a game and said, hey, it's okay to crack a smile during the game.
He's smiling plenty today, as well he should be. And it's good to see him happy, playing well, and his team needs him.
Cutler. And he's got a completion of Forte. He's got another 1st down and still inbounds inside the 30. The Forte has got 47 yards rushing. He has got 5 catches now, too. Here's the playoff picture. The Panthers are going to be 14-0. They're throttling the Giants today. If the Panthers, with their win, if Arizona should lose, Panthers would clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Cardinals play Philly tonight. And then this Minnesota team, they lost to the Packers. They're one game back of the Packers right now. But their final game of the year is against Green Bay. They control their destiny for this division. Cutler on the run, in trouble, gets out of 1 sack and just throws it away as Everson Griffin flattens him.
Forward pass beyond the line. There is no intention of grounding. Second down.
This is what we're talking about here, right? So the NFC North playoff race. Packers 9-4. Vikings, if this holds up, they'll be 9-5. Green Bay's at Oakland later today. So Green Bay won their matchup in Week 11. Final week of the season they play, but Minnesota would have the tiebreaker if they win that game. There's the schedule. The Giants, and then the Packers have Oakland. They're at Arizona. That's obviously no gimme next week. So this division's wide open. As Langford gets the call down to the 20.
This is an impressive effort. John Fox knows it, by Mike Zimmer and his group. They came out, we talked about it, battered on the defensive side of the ball, missing star players. Mike Zimmer told them the expectations don't change, and this defense has been up to the task. Teddy Bridgewater and the offense have been equally as impressive. Really nice effort for the Vikings.
On a 3rd and 3, the arrow was Linval Joseph, who's been out, hoping to get him back maybe next week, and a completion to Royal, and that will be good for a Chicago first down. The thing about Minnesota, John, is they've had this really nice year trying to get their 9th win, but you look at their recent struggles, combination. They've had some injuries, but they've also played big-time teams. Seattle, Green Bay, Arizona. Question will remain, can they beat the elite in this league? First down, Cutler looking for room, looking for somebody open. There's nothing, still going, and now throws it away. He waited as long as he could wait, and it's incomplete. Meanwhile, we've got a game break. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, Buffalo trying to make it a contest against Washington. Tyrod Taylor hooking up on a 48-yard touchdown pass to Sammy Watkins. That draws him a little closer at 28-17 than Washington inside the 10-yard line and just scored a touchdown. How's that for a game break? They now lead at 35-17, pending the extra point, of course. Kevin.
Kurt with the play-by-play. I love it, Kurt.
He used to do that.
He still does. Kirk Cousins having a monster game. He had 3 touchdowns. I don't know if that one was on him. Here's Cutler, second down. Over the middle, Mariani's got the catch. Nice move. Inside the 10, inside the 5. And a 1st and goal coming for the Bears. So in that NFC East, Redskins winning, Giants losing, Eagles tonight.
Jay Cutler doing a nice job now of taking what is there from the Vikings defense, but the Bears not in a huge hurry, and the clock moving on the Chicago Bears.
We're out of bounds. It doesn't stop until the 5-minute mark in the 4th quarter. We've got a lot of scoring to do here. We've got to hurry it up. Here comes a blitz. Cutler looking for Forte. He's got him, and that will be 6. Well, that's 1. If Chicago's going to pull off this miracle comeback.
And that's a tough play, a good play call by Adam Gase. It's called a roll pass, so you fake to Matt Forte, then you send that very guy out into the flat. Hunter is rushing. He chucks Forte, but Cutler just has to simply pop it over the shoulder. Good play design and execution by the Chicago Bears.
So a 9-play drive. Took 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And they're back to within 2 touchdowns with all 3 timeouts. If this extra point would go through, stranger things have happened. Gold punches it home, and so it's 31-17. Bears trying to hang in there. Clock is the enemy. They're down 31-17 in the 4th.
Hi, I'm Captain Kelly Pickett.
And I'm Captain Dan Pickett.
And we're stationed at Camp Arif Jan, Kuwait.
We want to say Merry Christmas to all our friends and family in Rochester, Minnesota.
Merry Christmas.
We love you all.
And we'll see you soon.
31-17 onside kick try by Robbie Gould. A little trickery. It worked earlier, and the Vikings recover this one. That time, Adam Thielen jumped on it. Minnesota football with 5:12 to go, and they're up 2 touchdowns.
Well, Thielen, the sure-handed wide receiver. Robbie Gould tries the old okey doke, fake right, fake left, and then go right down the middle. But Thielen ready for it and looks that football in.
Talked about something, John, at the beginning of the game about bridging the gap, one of our Vikings storylines. And after the play, love to how you evaluate what you've seen from this Minnesota team. 1st and 10, Bridgewater has been the guy we're talking about. 16 of 19, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, although this is McKinnon on the carry. So these Vikings, if they can hold on, will go to now 9-5. Can they beat the elite? Can they beat the top-tier teams?
I think it still remains to be seen, but I tell you, some positive developments today, and the biggest one, Teddy Bridgewater. The way he played, because to beat the big boys, you're going to have to go toe-to-toe with the Russell Wilsons of the world, with the Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, those guys, you got to have to play, and your quarterback's got to make plays. You couple that with the fact that they hope next week or shortly thereafter to have those top 3 defensive players back. They'll get a bolt from that. This is a very good football team.
2nd down, run it. McKinnon wastes some clock, and he gets to the outside. It's about the 37. They will call it a 3rd down and 5, I believe.
And there you see, Kevin, they played very well against the teams they're supposed to beat. It's those top-tier teams that they've struggled with. And Kevin, I think the one question today, the Vikings, they don't have a great pass rush. And so the offensive line for the Minnesota Vikings held up today. But when you face the likes of the Seattle Seahawks and teams that can flat out get after the quarterback, can they protect well enough for Teddy Bridgewater to be productive?
That is a fair question. A timeout momentarily on the field. It was an equipment issue, so they get that fixed and they get the clock on rolling. There's Mike Zimmer. They're hoping that Harrison Smith comes back soon. I mean, again, 3 best players out. Now, they had a couple of these guys practicing this week, so they were hopeful. So that would lead you to believe that maybe they're close, maybe next week against the Giants on Sunday night. 3rd and 4, little jet sweep to Thielen. Oh, that works. 1st down, and Thielen inside the 30. McClellan dragged him down. Nice block from Michael Pruitt, and Minnesota just bleeding the clock.
Well, Thielen, a local boy, went to Minnesota State. They give him a little jet sweep in front of his home state fans, and he makes good upon it, picks up the onside kick, and then goes on a nice run for the Minnesota Vikings.
Everything's working today for this Vikings team as we welcome you into the booth. Good news is the M&Ms are cleared from our mouths. Chugging on them the whole day. John Lynch and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. You talked about the Vikings. How about the Bears, though? So we knew John Lynch. John Fox comes in. A little bit of a rebuilding, trying to retool this program. Where are they right now?
They're not there yet. They got to have a great offseason. And I tell you, the positive thing is that their quarterback's playing better football. Not so much today, but this year I thought he played very well with some tough circumstances. They've got 9 draft choices. They've traded away some people, and that gained them some draft choices. They've got a ton of cap room, Kevin, and so they can get better in a hurry.
Asiata on the carry inside the 25. And they've got some decisions, John, with Alshon Jeffrey and Forte, guys' contracts being up. Martellus Bennett wants a new contract. They've got a lot of guys on defense signed a 1-year deal. So Ryan Pace will have a lot of decisions to make on who he wants to bring back and where, if they do spend big money, where it'll go.
And I can't anticipate a whole lot as to what they're, because it's a new group. But I can promise you, Alshon Jeffrey's not getting out of here. They have the franchise tag. They have the transitional tag. Alshon Jeffrey's not going to get out of here. Last year, they didn't do much other than Pernell McPhee, Eddie Goldman, a second-round draft choice on defense. I think that's where the bulk of their resources will go.
2nd down and 5. Asiata in the game at tailback. They'll run him. And he gets to the outside. And Matt Asiata churning forward, and he's down to the 5. A 19-yard run from Asiata.
You got to give this offensive line some praise, not only in the run blocking, in the pass blocking. They've held up well today, but a nice surge. Red Ellison gets the key block. Zach Line has been impressive all day long blocking, and Matt Asiata, they list him at 219, but if that's 219, he's 230 pounds and he's using it all.
And so another timeout called by the Bears, and they are out of timeouts now, so only the 2-minute warning will stop the clock. Minnesota, rushing yards, and Peterson missed a good chunk of this game because he got his ankle rolled. He had 63 yards. That hasn't been the story. They've run it like they always do, but the passing game is really what's been their story today. Maybe the biggest development. Asiata run it again. John Zimmer, the one thing Mike Zimmer, he waits all this opportunity, all this time to get an opportunity, right? And he even told us, hey, he was even thinking not coming back for the second interview here because he was so sick of not getting the jobs. Well, Bill Parcells, he was on his staff in Dallas, and he's been a huge mentor for him. Bill watches all the games. They text all the time. Here they are in the staff in Dallas when Zimmer was his defensive coordinator. And he told us a great story about that time when Bill kind of got him ready for that time when he'd be a head coach.
They had the office next to each other, and he'd call him into his office all the time and say, when you're a head coach, and that showed a lot of confidence in Zimmer. He picked up so many lessons, but a big part of it was the confidence that Parcells showed in him.
He sure did. There's Asiata with another carry. Parcells has done that for a lot of guys.
That's what I'm thinking. He's got to be a busy man. He's texting Peyton every week, Sean Payton in New Orleans, Mike Zimmer. But that's how a wealth of knowledge, and I think it's a great service to the game that he gives back to his former coaches.
2-minute warning in Minnesota. Vikings looking to close out their 9th win. Vikings up 31-17. They've got a 3rd and goal here, trying to finish off their 9th win against their rivals. Asiata in the eye, we get movement. I think it was Michael Harris who moved early from Minnesota.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, John, the Vikings are going to win. The Falcons, who gave up a big lead, are now winning again in Jacksonville. So as bad as they played, they're still in the mix here. Atlanta, if they could kind of right the ship. Giants scored 2 quick touchdowns, still down 2 touchdowns at Carolina in the 4th. Washington up 35-17 on Buffalo. That's 6.5 to go. Looks like they'll win that one. This playoff race is interesting. And then you got Philly and Arizona tonight in the NFC. Packers and Oakland later. 3rd and goal. Asiata tackled immediately. Penalty flag 2. Matter of fact, when this one is over, those watching will get you the bonus coverage of the undefeated Panthers and Giants right here on Fox.
Outside. Defense number 96 lined up in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
By the way, as we talk about playoffs, how the irony of Houston, who has never won in Indianapolis, Brandon Weeden, the Cowboy castoff, and now the Texans are winning 13-10.
Unreal. It really is unreal.
And I think that game's essentially for a playoff berth for the most part. We'll try 3rd and goal again. Fake to Asiata. Bridgewater rolling. Got to dump it off to line. Diving. Touchdown.
Really patient job of Bridgewater, hanging on until Zach Line uncovered. And then athletic move by the fullback, getting in the end zone.
Teddy Bridgewater, career high 4 touchdown passes to go with the touchdown run today. See Terrence Newman, he's smiling now. I would be too. And the Teddy Chance will start up. Extra point is good. What a bounce back from the Vikings. Blown out by Seattle at home. They go and lose a really tough game in Arizona. Game they tried to put themselves in a position to tie, and then Bridgewater sacked and fumbled late. And today he sets a personal best, and the Vikings come out flying despite playing without their best 3 defensive players.
I just could not be more impressed. A tough loss. Now, Mike Zimmer did say the fact that they played on Thursday night gave them a little more time to recover from that tough loss at Arizona, but they've bounced back. And Mike Zimmer told them, play with the chip on your shoulder. You got so many doubters. They hear it. And he told them, use that to fuel your fire and come out here and fight the Bears. And they have done that. They've dominated the Bears here today.
Yeah, they have. Got them in position to pick up their 9th win. Again, playoffs, they're in it right now, but they're looking for more. Last 2 games, if they win them, they win the division. And so they are in a good spot. But of course, the issue is they've got to beat the Packers. Next up are the Giants. Next week, that was Jeff Davidson on the offensive line with his Vikings squad, detailing them all day, and done a pretty nice job today. Now you look at the score, if you just flip it on, you say, oh, well, it's the Bears. Yeah, the Bears are 5-8, but last 5 losses have been by combined 17 points, so they haven't been playing poorly. They're just getting outclassed today. Artie Kepner, our director there, Vikings mascot. And we will get you to the State Farm postgame show in minutes. And the guys, and then we'll show you some bonus coverage of the Panthers trying to go 14-0. Joe and Troy have the call there. Giants just scored 2 quick touchdowns. McCam Newton, who's got 5 touchdowns. They've got the ball and they're driving again.
Just another day in the office for Cam. That's what he's been doing all year.
We'll see Carolina next week, John, in Atlanta. There's Cutler. Near side, and we go to Kadeem Carey, second-year man from Arizona, who gets in and playing mostly special teams this year. Teddy Chance for the fans that are still here and some that are exiting right now for the Bridgewater performance. Joshua Bellamy with the catch up to the 35, first down, 1:16 to go, no timeouts for Chicago. Last time in Minnesota, quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns and rushed for 1. Want to know when that was?
I'm saying Warren Moon? No, Dante Culpepper.
This was September 17th in 1961. I believe that was their first ever game against the Bears. That's the last time it's been done.
Wow. Fran Tarkenton, huh?
How about that?
Yeah.
Jeff Nelson on our stats comes up with that, Jim.
3rd time's the charm.
This is that game, as a matter of fact. Here's Tarkenton, first ever game for the Vikes. They only won 3 games all year in 61. But yeah, we just told you, 4 touchdown passes. Tarkenton ran 1 in as well. And Bridgewater, the first Viking to do it since today. That's awesome. We'll watch some more highlights here of that first game. (37-13) the Vikings won it. Terry Reichow at 103 yards on the day. Zach Miller with a catch.
I think Mike Pereira was the referee there in that game.
At least that's what we were told. Mitch Smith, good job on the spotting today as always, my friend. Cutler will let one fly to Miller one more time, as that should do it here in Minneapolis. Vikings win it 38-17, and they get their 9th win, trying to finish up and trying to win this division. That'll do it here from Minnesota. 5 touchdowns for Teddy Bridgewater. We'll come back and close it out here from Minneapolis in just a moment.